This week's videos are sponsored by an app that I've been using since before we even partnered with them, and that app is Rocket Money. More on them after the reaction, people. Acolyte episode 4. I hear this is a good one, I think. I don't know. I hear a lot of things these days. The dark side whispers in my ear. Michael Tesler, how are you? Are you excited?
I am ready. I'm so excited. It's episode 4. A new dope fiend.
A new dope fiend. Coming at you. Guys, what'd you think about this episode? Leave your thoughts down below. We want to hear them.
Yeah.
We want to hear them. Are you liking this show? Are you loving it?
It's kind of unfair that they know before we do.
I know.
It kind of makes me grumpy, actually.
Makes me grumper.
Like, they're already like, I'm going to have thoughts on this. And we're over here like, I don't know yet.
No, let's find out.
Yeah, let's watch.
Leave a like.
Use the Force.
Use the Force to leave a like. Use the Force to subscribe to the notification
And hey,
bell.
if you're here for episode 4, that means that you've watched 3 episodes with us already, which means I'm grateful to you. You're special.
Thank you. Also, click that notification bell because we're going to cover the rest of them, and he's going to be zooming in because he's going to be in New York because him and Coy love to make Greg's life easier. And hey, Prepper, thanks for editing down those Zoom interview collabs in the future, by the way.
Prepper, I love you.
And,
You're amazing.
Full-length reaction watch long. Read with your own copy of Acolyte available for Super Selection Rejects over at our Patreon page. Over there, you get the full-length reaction watch long, and we also cover several things exclusively with highlights and watch longs included.
Like Attack on Titan.
You ready, Michael? You ready? You ready, Michael? You ready? You ready, Michael? You ready, Michael? Let's do it, Michael. Let's do it.
Let's watch it.
Khofar.
All right, that'll do. All right, Kelnacca. They've aged very well. That was a really good joke because they're a Wookiee. I cracked myself up.
So he's become like a nomad Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Jedis live in isolation. I can't imagine it ends well, though, because Wookiees live a long time, and they don't look that old, and they're not around the prequels. Oh, interesting. The symbols that were on the head.
I may never have known for certain May was alive, and thanks to you, I've seen her with my own eyes, even if I failed to stop her.
I figured you'd stay until we apprehended her.
May is the Jedi's problem now, and I'm not a Jedi.
Sure.
Someone must find May before she does any more harm, but it's not me. I can't.
It's gonna be May.
Next time I'm on Coruscant, though, I'll look you up, and we'll go to a cantina and trade stories about Master Sol.
Did you say goodbye to him?
Cost him enough trouble.
You should say goodbye. He raised you.
And murdered your family. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I really like their dynamic.
I know. I didn't think I did until that scene. And I was like, I do like it.
Let's look at this old school. God, I love these new starfighters or old starfighters.
I wouldn't just take off if I were you. Khofar is massively uncharted.
Nope.
I know bounty hunters won't set foot in these forests.
Oh, but you have.
To find the Wookiee, I know it's hard. That is one Jedi who doesn't want to be found.
I feel like this Wookiee would put up a hell of a fight.
You went in there and risked your life for my master?
No, I risked my life to help you.
He likes her.
Just a wee bit.
You know, your sister being alive doesn't change anything. You need to kill the Wookiee. You made a deal.
There's 3 hours of sunlight left.
Made a deal to kill them?
With the master?
Interesting. I thought this was just some personal vendetta.
Well, there's something interesting going on here.
There are questions rising.
Is that? He would be young. Is that Ki-Adi-Mundi?
She doesn't know her master's identity, but she fears him.
An apprentice who doesn't know their master. It's absurd. This girl could become a major threat.
She's not disciplined.
Oh, fascinating.
Yet she eluded you, and she killed 2 Jedi Masters.
Yes,
That was a little harsh.
but May targeted these 3.
4, including you, Sol.
Don't forget, Sol.
Scandal like this would inspire fear and mistrust.
Uh-oh.
We should handle this ourselves.
Uh-oh.
We must learn who trained her.
I think you're right about what they covered up, Michael.
Extract Kelnacca from his post on Khofar and intercept May.
And if she doesn't come peacefully?
Not expecting it to come to that. This meeting is adjourned.
God, I'm so excited. I want to be on Coruscant forever.
Why didn't you tell me there was a chance this poor girl survived?
If I thought there was, of course I would have. But I saw her fall.
Whispers in the halls.
Let me be the one to bring her in. May's objective is not solely her own.
May is only a small part of her master's larger plan.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna ramp it up, huh?
If she resists arrest and Holden neutralizes her,
It won't come to that.
then the her master will truly be lost to us. She will not surrender without getting something in return.
I'm loving this.
Yeah, this is fascinating. This is fun.
Do we have something she wants?
This is an energy to it, right? Yeah.
How do you kill a Jedi without a weapon? I'm just curious how you're gonna do it this time. You failed so much.
This guy's a great companion.
Your master wants
What kind
you
of deal
to...
did you make with him?
I didn't. I just owe him. You know how he is. He collects people.
To use them.
I've never seen his face. Have you?
You know I haven't. Oh, look. There it is. The perimeter.
It's like the last episode was dedicated to building up May and Osha. This episode's dedicated to building up Sith.
What was she like when you spoke to her?
She seemed really fond of that one Jedi master. What was his name again? Sol?
You're an observant con man.
He's also a mixer of drugs.
Yes.
Don't sell him short.
I feel like they shot some of this on location and stuff. Am I wrong about that? Because a lot of this looks really good.
I went to find you, and Jecki said you already left.
I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye.
Soul's getting so emotional.
I need you to come with me on this mission.
She's the bait.
You want me to rejoin the Jedi?
Not officially.
Oh,
Aw, she wanted to be asked.
If you come, they will allow us both to go. I don't want May to get hurt. I know you don't either.
Oh, I'm so worried for Soul.
There is still good in her, the part of her that loves you.
she's a murderer.
But she is still your family.
He's talking about himself.
There's subtext here.
He is talking about himself. Ooh, he just lied to her face.
I like how Soul's dialogue is actually very simple.
The Order stationed Master Kelnacca on Khofar, but no one has heard from him in over a year.
This guy.
He's a by-the-books guy.
What's that? That's Basil. Is he or they with us?
Any questions?
Here are they with us. Care about the pronouns.
No, very comprehensive briefing, Yord.
A little bit of quirkiness to provide some levity.
So I'm trying to remember the ages of some of the older Jedi and who'd still be alive right now.
Why? Just enjoy the show.
No, Greg. I have to live in the past, the present, and the future.
We're looking for a Wookiee. He's big and hairy.
That can't be Plo. It could be. Maybe. No. Maybe.
Nah.
You're gonna need to hand that blaster over.
It's mine now.
Well, it's actually the property of the Jedi Order.
Oh my god, you're so uptight. He's the Sith Lord.
He's a temple guard.
The locals say he ventured off into the forest and never came back.
Kelnacca is in there.
That's it. Whew. The Forbidden Forest.
Oh, this must be the trailer moment that we're gonna get.
Oh, with all the lightsabers?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, Basil's a tracker.
That feels a little space racist, I'm not gonna lie. All right, Lord of the Rings.
Look how much of an urgent rush they all are.
Reminds me of Ray's theme right now.
Do you understand what the Basil is saying?
The Basil.
Most Padawans want to learn Shariwok. I took it upon myself to learn a language a little more nuanced.
I hate him so much.
Such pompous, smug.
Yord, I need to ask you a favor. Sol thinks that May can be saved, but if it comes to it and she doesn't listen to me, you need to stop her.
Strike her down.
And I would become more powerful.
I can't hesitate a second time.
I've known you since we were younglings.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. They seem so distant.
Maybe Sol brought you here to face her, but maybe he brought you here to face yourself. We need to catch up.
Everyone here is so self-aware.
Curious. I wonder if this is going to end up being her Jedi trials.
I mean, it seems like an obvious thing to call upon, but I'll say it. This feels like Predator.
Yes.
What is it?
Merch.
He says there's something wrong here, something rotten.
Keep up the pace. Keep down the volume. We don't know, and we don't want to know what lives out here.
Soul brings a lot of soul to his performance.
It's going to move.
Oh, poke. Oh. Yeah, this feels so much like Predator.
Sol!
Whoa.
Sick.
Stand down! I have it.
That is up.
It went straight for the saber.
It's attracted to light.
That's convenient. That if you just hold her lightsabers, fly right into it.
I have very good aim.
I was able to sense that creature,
Oh.
but I disturbed it, and now it's dead.
Oh.
It's always an honor to get to witness anything or anyone transform into the Force, although you've had more experience with death than I have.
Well, I could never accept death as a true Jedi should.
You're a true Jedi.
I couldn't accept what I'd lost, how unfair it felt, the resentment that I felt for my sister, even though I missed her at the same time.
We're not defined by what we lose.
Amen.
We're defined by what we survive.
I love these two together.
Yeah.
Soul's Padawans.
They're soul sisters.
Soul sister.
You can't stop now.
I have to fight a Wookiee after this trek. I'd like to rest for a minute.
Fair point.
It's not a test. He calls it the final lesson. He says, your final lesson is when you teach yourself. You will kill a Jedi without a weapon. Attacking a defenseless person goes against everything the Jedi stands for.
That's why it's the final lesson.
It's impossible.
It's not impossible.
That's impossible.
And if I don't do it, they'll kill me. You don't even care.
I care.
He obviously cares.
Yeah, he's a simp.
I'm gonna find you more water. You're right. You need to rest. You're losing your nerve. And we can't have that, can we?
Oh, she's got that boy wrapped around her finger.
How funny would it be if he's the Sith?
That honestly is not the craziest thing I've heard.
Sith doing it. It's his like big act.
Well, that would be really interesting though, right?
I mean, it would be interesting.
I wouldn't hate that. Be weird, but I wouldn't hate it. That guy is gonna die.
Oh, some of these people are here just to die. For sure.
He's vanished again. I swear we need a tracker just to track our tracker. Sol! We've lost passage.
Whoa, what? Whoa. Why are you doing this?
After running through that forest for an extremely long time, I realized something. I don't need to do this anymore. I don't need to kill a Jedi without a weapon. I don't need to keep this deal.
What? Why?
You were wrong. Osha being alive changes everything.
Ah.
What I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnacca and then turn myself into the Jedi.
No.
Whoa, what?
It's 10 minutes south, right?
The Jedi will put you in prison.
Not after I tell them who I know.
Wow, what a turn of events.
You'd have to find me first. And I don't know if even he could make it all the way over here without a guide.
I think he's already there.
I'll have to admit it. I did need you.
May!
I don't think he's a Sith.
What?
I don't think he's a Sith.
No. This is the most out of left field plot twist.
Yeah, I don't feel like there was any real build to that.
You're going to face your past. Both of us will. Once we get May safely to the ship, I'll explain everything. I promise.
But you're just going to drop that little nugget for now? Drop that little tease?
What are we missing here? Oh, let's turn ourselves into the one person that doesn't speak basic.
Oh my god.
Hey, little buddy.
He's found May. Stay behind us.
That's fun. I like that. I'm turning myself in.
Master Kelnacca!
He's dead. He's dead. But who did it? This is the Sith Lord. He's here.
Oh, lightsaber. You hear it?
Wow. It's like some true detective shit.
He's here.
Yeah.
Oh, it
I
actually
said
might
that a
be
few
him.
minutes ago.
It actually might be.
It's not him.
It might be.
Anyone inside that domicile should come out with your hands where we can see them.
That means you, May Aniseya.
Yeah, might be him. How do you get past me? Turn around. Turn around. He's right there. He's right there. Woo! That's cool. Spooky. Oh, that eerie ass music.
Oh my god.
Oh, she's like front of the line here.
What is that?
What is that?
Stand down.
Whoa, what's gonna happen? Oh, I thought he stabbed her.
Watch out! Run!
Oh shit.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think it's him. Reject Nation, when I heard that this company wanted to partner up with us yet again, I was so enthusiastic about it. Reason being, I had already been using their product for well over a year by the point we first ever collaborated with them. So the fact that we get to have this ongoing partnership just makes me a happy camper. And that is, of course, for the app Rocket Money. Now, if you guys don't know what Rocket Money is, don't worry. I got you covered. I'll tell you about them in just a little bit. But before that, I wanted to share with you guys why I love this app so much. It's actually a very personal reason. You see, like many of you guys, I too grew up in a home where money did not come easily, needless to say. The predominant conversation in my family household was undoubtedly about financial struggle, financial worry. And that does a number on you. So it certainly seeped into my adulthood when I was trying to learn how to become financially independent. And to this day, as someone who talks a lot about working on his mental health, who's proudly going to therapy, no matter how much lack we might have in money one day or how much success we might have in money sometimes, I still have to have this ongoing conversation about my relationship with money. I'm half Filipino, so my mom's always talking to me about taxes to this day. I think, though, it does start with how you manage the finances you currently have. See, before I ever acquired any type of reasonable living money, I heard someone speak about how you have to learn what to do with $1 now. Essentially, the talk was about don't wait until you have like a bunch of money and then start figuring out what to do with it afterwards. Like you got a bunch of toys to play with. If you want to acquire more in life, you have to first figure out what you're going to do with what you currently have. And that's why I love this app. It's applicable for any financial stage you are at in life. Come to think about it, it would have been very beneficial for me when I was in a real struggle boat years ago. So in summary, as someone who is constantly having an ongoing working relationship with how to handle money, Rocket Money has helped make that relationship a lot healthier in my life. So what are they if you don't know what they are? What they are is a personal finance app that simplifies managing money by canceling unnecessary subscriptions, lowering your bills, and crafting a budget that fits your specific lifestyle. I'm telling you, Reject Nation, there's no greater feeling than when you look at the following month and you see that, oh my God, I have saved money. I've spent less. And progress equals happiness. And the best part is Rocket Money does a lot of the heavy lifting by analyzing your spending, then customizes notifications to stay within your budget goals. Because it's not just about saving money. It's about actively seeing and feeling your financial progress. And one of my favorite qualities about their service too is when it comes to monthly subscriptions. We've been blessed to be able to expand the team and hire more people, but with that in mind, that also comes with a lot more expenses. So as this business has been growing, having to track exuberant amount more has been just as important. So now I have to track a lot of these business expenses, then I got to track my own personal finances. So in general, it's already been helping out a lot with that. But as you want to make things more efficient, you often find yourself signing up for a lot of apps for free trials that you quickly forget about. Next thing you know, you're paying a hefty fine for it. I'm sure even if you don't have a YouTube channel, there's some way you could relate with that. You see, because they track your monthly subscriptions and they make it super easy to cancel the ones you do not use. Couple of clicks and you're putting money back into your pocket. So if you're like me, you found hidden subscriptions or pay for services that you totally forgot about, Rocket Money was a lifesaver in uncovering those and even negotiated some of my bills to about, like I'd say, like down by 20%. So if you want to join me on this journey of consistently taking care of your finances, do not want to start later. The best time is to start right now. So please do yourself a favor, check out Rocket Money and see how much you too can be saving. That way you can stop wasting money on things you don't use. Believe me, when it came to my accountant and tax season, that was a really big note. Visit rocketmoney.com/rejects. They've helped me and I'm confident they'll do the same for you. That's rocketmoney.com/rejects. Your wallet will thank you. Because Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So a great way to support your lifestyle and a great way to support the channel is by going and downloading the Rocket Money app yourself. And if it does help you, please go ahead, drop me a message. I'd love to hear if there's some way by just conveying this message, it has helped you out too. Thank you, Reject Nation.
I think it's him because, she said she changed her mind. And then like the whole point was saying like the lesson was to kill him. And then he goes and does it instead.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
This Sith Lord must be connected some way to that planet. Because he has a personal vendetta against them too, it seems like. But there were no men on that planet. I think it's a woman.
But he's so young.
But he's so as if it is him, it's a good mystery. What if they pull a Star Wars thing and we never find it?
Well,
I feel like if he said such bullshit on this, I feel like I can accept that for a lot of Star Wars characters, but on this, I feel like we're gonna have to find out who the Sith Lord is.
Well, we have. Wow. God, the Jedi stumbling upon a Sith is the most terrifying thing in the entire galaxy right now.
Yeah. I love that moment. What is that? Not who is that? What is that? That was great.
It's literally the stuff of myth and legends to them.
Yeah. Some of that, she didn't even know what that was. Yeah. That's cool.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I really think it must be the guy. That's the only thing that makes any logical sense, unless
like he's been pulling like a big act this whole time.
it's possible. Yeah, I mean,
I say like half joking, half truth.
I mean, the rule is simple. Always two there are.
I mean, Palpatine played an act.
That's what they do.
Maybe not as committed as this guy.
Well, I mean, but it's also it makes sense to what better way to learn and know the motivations of an apprentice that you're not entirely certain of.
Yeah.
Other than to like really convince them that you're on equal footing with them, you know?
But that private moment where he like ran into the trap and stuff, I'm like, would a Sith Lord have fallen for that?
Well, Darth Jar Jar. No, it's fun. I don't know. I think that's
I'd have to explain some stuff like that. Either way, I mean,
we also that might not even be the Sith Master.
True.
You know, that might be the Acolyte. Like, we don't know how deep this conspiracy goes. God, I'm so excited, man.
Yeah, they're pulling like those lost maneuvers.
Yeah.
They're pulling a lot of different elements of mystery building, detective shit. Like, there is a bit of like a true detective vibe to it where you're like, I have way more questions and less answers.
No,
it's
funny.
I feel like I've learned something, but I haven't.
They pulled the rug out from under us multiple times this episode, which I thought was of great benefit to us as an audience.
Yeah.
And then to put May in this frightened child position instantly set the tone. Where I was like, oh, man, she's like actually really scared. And then to have this line of Jedi just literally get blown away with a single push of the Force. Like, oh, man.
I do think that change, though, in May when she's like, you know what, everything's changed with Osha. I'm like, I do feel like this kind of came a little left field. Yeah.
Well, I think it's I
think there was a way to get to that choice without it feeling like sudden.
Well, I think they were probably hoping that the dialogue as they were traveling would make that feel more organic, and it
don't
didn't.
think it did.
It didn't get it.
I'm sure there are people who will disagree with us, and that's okay. Go for it.
This has been has been my 2 episodes in a row now has been like my challenging character of like. Her motivations are like not there for me, but that's okay.
Well, the motivations are a little unclear of what's part of the mystery, right? Because it's like, oh, with God's personal vendetta. Well, no, wait, the Sith Lord specifically wants you to kill him, but the Sith Lord wants you to do it because of your personal vendetta to give into your dark side. Like, what is it exactly?
But also, how much does she know? Like, also, what does she know that we don't know?
Right.
And also, the relationship originally, we were under the impression that she was like a willing apprentice. The bomb drop that we got now is that she's being kind of held against her will in the situation.
Yeah, there's like deals made.
Yeah,
then he strikes down the Wookiee, and so it's like, okay, there's a lot of questions that are arising of like, okay, this is all kind of, I'm liking the way it's unfolding. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is less straightforward than it initially appeared.
Yeah. Well, she's also a interesting scapegoat.
May?
For a Sith Lord to start murdering Jedi.
Okay, yeah.
So, all right, I'm gonna go classic Star Wars here and pull out a conspiracy theory.
Cool.
When May's moms were talking about how they were born, and they were like, if the Jedi knew what we did in order to create them.
Bene Gesserit.
Yes. So funny. I wonder if they brought a Sith Lord back. Or something.
Made some deal with the Sith Lord?
Or if that's how this Sith Lord is connected. And that's why there's a vested interest in these. Because there's 2 interesting things here, right? One, for whatever reason, this Sith Lord has an interest in May, and 2, for whatever reason, when that lightsaber was ignited, it didn't cut right through Osha.
I gotta say, guys, it's fun to actually genuinely speculate about a Star Wars story.
Clue.
Yeah, because sometimes you're like speculating, but it's like,
is that Sith Lord Palpatine's clone with a time machine? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Now, I mean, it's funny because we're like, the time period wise, it's like, it's like this would have to be like Plagueis's master's master.
Yeah.
Which is sick. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, this is actually more fun to speculate than usual with Star Wars shows.
Can we check something in the credits?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to check?
Can we see if any of those people that we saw were who I think they were?
Yeah. Oh, I got what you're getting at. Yeah, one sec. Let me see. Written by. Okay, that's for the cast. They don't do that thing where they give you the cast in the show. I forgot that. Wait. Maybe a little bit here. Guest starring
Ki-Adi-Mundi.
It is Ki-Adi-Mundi. You got it right. Stays in the video. Yeah, man. That episode.
Wait, I wonder if that's the original actor.
I didn't love the episode as much. I liked the last few minutes a lot. Like it was really.
I mean,
intense.
my chest was like.
Yeah, it was really intense in that last few minutes, and I like the idea of what they're doing with Osha.
Yeah,
of the conflict that she's in, and I think Osha and May were more interesting characters when you're exploring their backstory and them as little kids than they are in their present day counterparts.
Yeah.
And that's not a slight towards the actor because she's great.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that.
It's really
the writing.
It's the it's the writing around it.
Yeah.
And funny enough, like the simplistic dialogue they give Sol, I actually like because he's just such like a straightforward, simpleton, wise Jedi. So I do like his dialogue. But a lot of there is something that's kind of, I can't quite put my finger on it. That does feel like I'm not as emotionally invested in it as I'd like to be when it comes to May. But like, I'm really interested in the mystery and getting answers to stuff more than I am like, and I like May and Osha more than I'm like, I really like care.
Well, I guess the good news, Greg, is that May is gonna die.
You think May will die?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you say, man, I have to like check myself really quick. May, Acolyte.
Yes.
Okay.
Not you.
Yeah.
Or me.
Yeah.
Man, it really was Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Well, it
man,
felt like when the Sith Lord,
sorry,
I got to say, when the Sith Lord was looking upon Osha, it's like he saw potential in her.
Well, I think that's a more interesting Padawan.
Because they were also saying, like, on the flashbacks, like, of Osha's power.
Yeah.
And I felt like he sensed the power in her.
Yeah. Well, there's the other side of things that could be really interesting and scary there, too, is what if, as we get the bigger picture of what happened, what if Osha was
the one responsible?
We don't know.
Yeah. Osha doesn't really have a twin this whole time.
Dude, that would be sick.
Explain this. How does this work exactly?
I know it would be possible to pull off, but I would be so impressed.
Like, wait, what?
I mean, I suggested that in the beginning. I would have loved that.
What'd you think of the episode as a whole?
I mean, honestly, it was kind of refreshing to have a really short episode. It like pacing wise kind of forced them to just like, no pun intended, get stuff done.
I like the debate stuff.
Yeah,
like with the Siths and about the Jedi, with the Jedi and like who is this? I like the debates.
It highlights, I think, what like a lot of fans I think would really be super jazzed about, which would be an adjacent series set in this. Like, there is a really interesting world to explore.
Yeah,
of the morals and the debates and the fights of the Jedi and stuff like that. And we got to have like a little tiny bit of that. And then I think that's somewhere where Andor really shines, actually, and why people really enjoy that series.
You know what's funny about this show? This feels more J.J. Abrams than Force Awakens.
Oh, yeah. That's so well said. God, let's hope it has an ending, though.
Right. Yeah, that's why I'm like, you're going to answer some of this shit,
well,
right?
You know, what I think is, it's hard. I think what concerns me the most is that I've always imagined the Acolyte as a series to have a very definitive ending. I always
Like
thought
not
this
a
was going to
season
have.
one and two.
Season 1 will have a wrapped with a bow.
Yeah.
But
like
they are
miniseries.
talking about multiple seasons.
Fascinating. I don't like hearing that.
I don't like hearing that either.
Yeah.
I'm happy to continue to explore the era and the characters and all of that.
Makes me feel like they stretch shit out.
But I really want them to like wrap this, whatever this is, up.
Because then we want to get that for like another few years.
No, not only that, but I don't think there's a few years of story to pull from here.
No.
I think there's a really interesting story that you can wrap up in 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And hopefully they did, because hopefully they did. But yeah, I thought the planet was really fun. I'll tell you, you know who really got a raw deal? Kelnacca.
Yeah.
That's a Wookiee that really didn't get much.
They were like, we can't really write lines for this guy.
Yeah, but you can, you know.
This show's all about subverting expectations, building up a character, and then killing them off.
Yeah.
That's what this show does best.
What Kelnacca is to me.
This is Carrie-Anne Moss. It's literally episode 2 ends cliffhanger, Kelnacca. And then like we barely see him, and then he's dead now.
It's kind of brilliant though that it's kind of building up to, okay, now this central character that we love, Sol, is the sole survivor and the last on the target list.
That's true.
So, but what did you guys think? I'm not sure about you. You're probably really excited about the next episode. Who's going to die? Do we think any of our main characters are going to die in this duel with the Sith? I feel like they have to kill one in order to show the weight of it.
I think Sol will die.
In this next episode?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think that yet.
It's either Sol or May.
I think the Padawan might die.
She's great.
The Sol's
That's Dafne Keen. Do you know that?
No way.
Yeah, that's Dafne Keen.
Wow.
I heard she was in the show, and then I didn't realize till episode 3 when we were looking at her face. I was like, oh, that's Dafne Keen. Yeah.
That's so fun, so talented.
Yeah.
I feel like because we've established that as a character that we really care about, that will have a tremendous impact on the rest of the crew.
Like, I think this show's really good when they're doing like mystery talking stuff. It's when some of their more emotional stuff, other than Sol, right?
Yeah, Sol always hits the mark.
Sol
on the
hits the
emotions.
mark, and I feel like that actor's doing a lot to really elevate him.
He's holding the show together.
But I think some of their more emotional stuff is not quite landing for me. But whenever it's the subtle conversations between Padawan and Osha, I think that those scenes really hit. I feel like there's a sincerity to those scenes that I really like a lot.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Yeah. Well, tell us what you think. What do you think's going to happen in the next episode? Who is wearing the mask, and was he hanging upside down in a tree? And and is it Jar Jar all along? Don't forget to use the Force to leave a like, and thank you for joining us on this adventure. My name is Michael. That's Greg, and this was The Acolyte with the Real Rejects. Till next time.